When your daughter comes to you and says, I have fallen in love, what your answer needs to be is, honey, that is wonderful. Okay? That's your answer. When your daughter comes home and says, Dad, I have fallen in love, your answer is, honey, that is wonderful. Okay? That's what you need to tell her, because being in love is wonderful. And if she thinks that Dad is going to judge her, she's going to stop coming home and telling Dad that she's fallen in love. And that's a very dangerous situation to be in for a lot of reasons. So, honey, that is wonderful. But then you help her understand. You're not trying to judge it. So it's not about telling her whether, oh, you just love his body, or oh, this is real love. It's helping her understand that being in love is of the heart. And the heart can love, and that's beautiful, and that's wonderful. But the hands and the feet and the body don't have to necessarily follow the heart. And that's where we make mistakes. Because my heart loves, or I think my heart loves, or God, I'm a teenager and it really feels like my heart loves, I think that therefore my hands, my feet, my body, I should run to where this person is, that they should all follow. And that's not true. Like the girl I was talking about in the first question, she should definitely not follow. She should allow herself in her city to experience being in love without leaving her home and going to the city of this boy she feels love for. In the same way, you need to support your daughter. Being in love when you're young is precious, it's fragile, and how our parents and the world respond tends to have a huge impact on how we do love for the rest of our lives. Whether I think I can trust myself or not. So it's important. Support the love, nourish the love, nurture the love, but help her understand that just because her heart loves doesn't mean that her hands and her legs and her body have to follow. And that loving someone doesn't necessarily mean, you have to go there or do that. Especially when you're young. That's where we get confused. Help her understand that love is of the heart. Those things are of the body. And if the boy she's in love with says, if you love me, you will do that, that's a very clear indication that he doesn't love her. Whether she loves him or not is an entirely different story. If what he wants is her hands and her body, that's a very clear indication that that's what he wants, her body, which is not love, it's lust. If he loves her, there's going to be respect. There's going to be a love for her process. There's going to be a love for her space. There's going to be a love for all of that which is her. And as I said in the beginning, if it's love, it'll wait. So you can help her understand that if there's pressure, because she loves, to do certain things, that whoever's pressuring her definitely doesn't love her. And help her distinguish between that. But don't judge her. Don't tell her you don't love him. There has never, that I know of, in the history of the world, the real world, or the world of literature even, ever been a teenage girl or a young girl who was ever convinced by her father that she didn't actually love somebody? I've never heard of a young girl say, God, Dad, you're right. Thank you so much for setting me straight. That love feels so strong to her, feels so real to her, that all that will happen if you tell her it's not real is it'll distance you from her. It'll make her think you don't understand her. And that'll just draw a wedge between you. So, honey, that is wonderful, is your response. And then you help her understand, what does loving mean in my life? What does that mean about my actions? What does that mean about what I have to do? What does loving as a unwed teenager mean compared to loving as an older married person? What does loving one person mean differently from loving another person? This is the age when we learn these things. So help her do that, but you can only do that if she knows she can trust you and that you're not judging her. So you have to begin by supporting and honoring